Hello there, it's a beautiful Tuesday morning from the studios of Upgrade TV. My name is Omotoshola Shari Makin. Welcome to today's episode of West Breakfast hashtag What Are You Saying? In case you're here to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV, click the subscribe button now, like, share, and spread to family and friends. Today, Tuesday, is when we get to talk about trending stories, and we have a lot of juicy content and entertainment gist for you. And we also have stories outside, in and outside of Nigeria. And today, I have the delectable Gatsby with me. Good morning, Mama.
Good morning.
It's almost a handshake for me.
I just like it. It's more like a signature kind of thing. Like, hello, niggers, I'm here. That
Good
kind of
morning
thing.
to you once again. How are
Good
you
morning.
doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How you doing?
For me, I think I'm enjoying the new week. Yes, I was well rested. I was well rested. Over the weekend, but I think yesterday was a bit stressful. But hello, look at me popping out in red.
Right, right.
How are
I
you
think this
doing?
will prompt me to ask, do you have a favorite color?
I think I do not really have a favorite color, but I think I have some colors that I feel like they look awesome on me. Speak
Okay.
of black, I always like to appear in black, and at times when I want to feel like, okay, this week let's go all shouty, right? I will do the likes of red, I'll do the likes of
Blue?
orange. Yeah, I'm not a blue person.
I'm a blue person.
Yeah, I did blue yesterday, but then there was a
Exactly.
touch of red. Hello.
Oh, okay, okay.
So how are you doing? Today is Tuesday, 25th of June. Today's
Right.
Davido's wedding.
Congrats, oh. What do I mean?
Really?
I
You
feel
sound
like
so
it, you know,
hyped
you know
about
what,
it,
you know
you
when I saw it, right? I'm like, okay, last. But I mean,
What
why?
do you
it's
mean
just
by
a
last?
Hey, if you go check the record of Davido, right,
Right.
and Chioma, their whole relationship thing, you know that it has been a hustle, bustle,
And it's
tussle,
long
and all of those
overdue.
things. Jesus, starting from way back, is it 2013?
Right.
Like the history has been long gone. So
And the baby
fact
mama
that
dramas.
yeah, this one, Sophia, this one. There's a lot. There's a lot. But I mean, if they are going to get married today, or if they are getting married today, congrats to them. I mean,
Well, the social media space didn't say it that way. Social media space is buzzing right now.
I
And there's
mean,
one
the
thing.
fact that he has Sophia, he wants to take Sophia to
Custody.
court, and you're taking one to altar. Bro, there's something to talk about.
Like, and I like the fact that someone posted something about Chioma. He said
Okay.
that I really love the fact that Chioma has been so discreet about his relationship with Davido because not even for once have you seen her maybe make a video about what's going on between
Probably
here.
it's not a person.
Or either comes to a podcast to blab about what is going on. Yes, he lost a child. We know he lost a child. She lost a child rather. And the next day they had a set of twins and everything is going all rosy. For me, I think I like her type of person. She's not a social media type
Yeah.
of babe, right?
I think I do. Yeah.
Well, go to our different social media platforms. We'll be posting all the updates, the juicy content about Davido's wedding as it's trending, and to watch about different content and videos. Right about now, we'll be going on a short break to bring back headlines across the globe in a moment. Please be on standby. Glad to have you back from that break. You're still on to Waste Breakfast. Hashtag what are you saying? And now let's take a look at pages of today's newspaper. And today we will be analyzing the Punch newspaper, the Vanguard newspaper, the Guardian newspaper, and the New York Times. And I will be starting this from the Punch newspaper as there are different stories screaming, pick me, read me on the Punch newspaper. And I'll be starting from the major headline here that says, operators seek federal government intervention as marketers opt for fuel import. Right under it, dealer slams international companies NMDPRA silent amid dirty for import accusation. And at the top right corner on minimum wage issue, minimum wage, be patient with Tinubu presidency plead. Just beside it, cholera spread to 107 local governments, 1,528 persons infected. And at the top right corner, the last story there reads, Anti-Sultan plot. Shetima PDP won as Sokoto denies allegation. Still on the Punch newspaper, the lower top corner says, wire fraud caught others Nigerians extradition to US. In the middle space, there's a story that says, cleaner backs life jail for sexually assaulting baby in church. And the final headline here states that Northwest insecurity affecting other zones as Tinubu laments. And the major headline that caught my story is that of the sexual assault. To be honest, I'll just take a brief details of the story and then I'll talk about it. The story here once again says, cleaner bagged life jail for sexually assaulting baby in church. The Ikeja Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Court on Monday sentenced a 27-year-old cleaner, Saviour Udo, to life imprisonment for sexually assaulting a 5-year-old girl on church premises. Justice Ramon Ushode held the prosecution was able to prove the offense of defilement against the convict without reasonable doubt, stating that the defendant's action was reprehensible and deserving of maximum punishment under the law. Uda was arraigned on February 5, 2020 on count of sexual assault by penetration preferred against him by the state, to which he pleaded not guilty. According to the prosecution counsel ID Sholari, the offense committed by Udo contravened Section 261 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State, 2015. The court held that the incident occurred on December 12, 2018 on the premises of the prominent Pentecostal church in Ikeja, Lagos. Udo, who also worked at the cleaner at the church, approached the sleeping child in the children's department and sexually assaulted her. Their victim's mother reported the crime to the authorities, leading to Udo's arrest. I think just last week we talked about sexual assault, rape, pedophile, and all of that. And to be honest, like Oluchi said that day, it's more than the physical level. It's more than what did she wear. It's more than, oh, she looked sexually appealing to me. It's more than, it was more of, she looked so attractive to me. Because I read the story and I was dumbfounded. A 5-year-old child was sleeping at the children's church, inside a church, and I don't know what looked so sexually appealing to a 27-year-old man from a 5-year-old child. She wasn't even walking. It was not maybe she was having a bath or something. She was sleeping, innocent child, and you went there and you penetrated through her. Another thing that caught my attention was the fact that this incident has happened far back as 2018. Why is the justice just happening now? I'm curious. We understand justice system in Nigeria at times takes back and forth, evidence, investigations, trial by errors, first trial, second trial, and all of that. But from 2018 up until 2024, I'm sure the child by now would have been like 7 years older. And I think remembering what has happened when she was 5 is a lot of trauma for her to deal with. What do you think, God's Beauty?
Well, I mean, for the judicial proceedings, right? I understand that just like it has its advantage. An advantage is there are most cases that are brought to the court that the court feel like, okay, this should be taken care of by the ADR. That's the alternative dispute resolution, more like the mediator and all of those things, right? So they feel like these kind of issues should not be brought to the court. That's why they feel like, okay, that's why they always take it for, like, make it go longer and all of that, so that people that are still grieving will be able to grieve and somehow the tension will be reduced. But I still feel like, just like I said, those are like the advantages, right, of court proceeding or judicial proceeding. Now, the disadvantage is allowing certain people go scot-free, or why waste time for somebody that everybody, I mean, there's already a, what do they call that now? There's already an evidence against him that, okay, this is what this person has done. So why keep this person from 2018 to 2024,
because
right?
He ended up bagging life imprisonment, right? But he has spent, I'm very sure he has been in detention since 2018, right? I'm not sure he was working a free man.
No.
He has been in detention since 2018. So this is, yes, we're trying to talk about rape. We're trying to talk about rape here, but then not even rape, pedophile, rape and pedophile, right? But I'm trying to talk about that, but our criminal justice system should really do better. A case of 2018, I can remember where I was 2018. I was graduating that year, right? So and look at from now to there, and look at me, I'm even done other courses. I've even at least I'm. Do you understand? So I do not think the criminal justice system that place did pretty well. Maybe
I
it
think they
was
just need
just
to work on it. They need
yeah,
to just work on it.
yeah.
And somehow, I feel like maybe that could be done in order for the family of the girl to also be, be a bit, the tension would have died down a bit. So that way, they are now facing it head on. So it's not like, there's a difference between when
As they are hot.
exactly, and when it's a bit coded. It will not take a lot of brain work now to do. No, it will not be from the emotional aspect, because right from if they start from the beginning, if you see them when they come to court, you only see them with the wailing, you only see them with the crying, and when it comes to court, sentiments are not allowed, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like I understand the whole court proceedings, but like I said, I feel like it should also be worked on, because I don't see a reason why you want. Now you've given him life imprisonment, so why not just give him from the initials? Do you get what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, but I understand the advantage, but at the same time, I feel like it should still be worked on. That would just be my input on that.
Well, my call to action would be if you, as a man or as a woman, you feel like something is a bit odd about you, maybe you're sexually attracted to weird things, weird people, young adults, young children, of in fact, consent is important. So I think you should speak to a therapist, speak to someone, speak to a psychologist, speak to a therapist, and help yourself through the process. Because I can imagine, because you don't want to put yourself in that shoes. You don't want to imagine you've been raped at 5 year old. Well, let's move to the Vanguard newspaper, as there are other trending stories on the Vanguard newspaper, and the major headline reads: NCDC declares cholera emergency, sets up measures. And under the story, there are lots of so headlines here says, as Nigerians record 53 deaths, 1,528 suspected cases in 31 states. And the other one says, death toll in Lagos hits 29 with 579 suspected cases. Besides the 30 patients on admission, investigation ongoing to review source of outbreak, says Abayomi. Vaccine not available in public hospitals. Lagos engages Danish firm to construct 100 public toilets. Ogun records one death, 25 suspected cases of cholera. And at the top right corner of the Vanguard newspaper, the major the screaming headline there states that foreign loans drive up importation by 19% to $330 million. Right under it, Shetima, the Sokoto government, guide Sultan jealously. He is an institution. Beside it, my government won't slow down until insecurity is eliminated, Tinubu vows. And on Davido Chioma Truly Love Story, Davido Chioma's to tie knot today, 25th of June. Below the Vanguard newspaper, right? Rivers crisis, ex-local government chairpersons flout police order, stage protest. From insecurity challenges, Boko Haram abduct High Court judge, wife, and two others. And from the minimum wage issue, approved 250,000 naira demand to match inflationary trend, Labour tells Tinubu. These are the headlines from the Vanguard newspaper, and the story that caught my attention, in which you, our dear listeners, have a right to your opinion on any story that catches your attention. Kindly go to our different social media platforms to drop your comments, and the story that catches your attention the most, I will do well to do justice to that. Mine on the Vanguard newspaper will be NCDC declaring cholera crisis, sets up emergency measures. To be honest, it's starting to give COVID-19 vibe. It's starting to give, 10 dead, 25 sick, something. It's starting to give that vibe. And I really don't know what to think about it, because it's starting to be very scary and creepy to me. Yes, I know COVID-19, excuse me, I know cholera is not as deadly as COVID-19, right? We can still put cholera in the likes of typhoid. I'm not trying to say it's good or it's something, but we can still put cholera under the likes of typhoid and and malaria, right? But now, recording deaths every day is scary. But I'll just do a bit of the details of the story. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, yesterday activated a national cholera emergency center following the outbreak of disease in the country. It also said 53 deaths of the 1,528 suspected cholera cases were recorded across 31 states and 107 local government areas, with a case fatality rate of 3.5% since the beginning of 2024. This is even as the Lagos State government yesterday disclosed that the cholera death toll has risen to 29 from the previous reported 24 as at last week, adding that the total number of suspected cases had risen to 579. Director General of NCDC, Dr. Jide Idris, who spoke in an update on the cholera epidemiological situation in Nigeria yesterday, expressed fears that the situation might be compounded as the rainy season intensifies. As part of ongoing preventions and response efforts at the national and subnational levels, Idris assured that a national cholera emergency operations center has been activated. It went on to say that cholera is a highly contagious food and waterborne disease, has in recent past reared its devastating head in several states across the country. He said it is caused by ingestion of bacterium, vibrio cholera, and contaminated water and food. So basically, cholera cannot just be contracted anyhow. It has to be contracted via water, dirty water, waterborne disease, and contagious food. We said it a lot of time. We've been saying it since last week. We said it yesterday, and I'll still say it again. Please, the best you can do for yourself right now. The rain will keep falling, right? And in a way, there will be flood here and there, right? Food sellers will not care if there's flood or not. They want to cook the food with any water they see. All you want to see, all they care about is they selling for that day, right? So the best you can do to yourself right now is to ensure that you are eating good food that you are sure of the source. If not sure of the source, well, you can say, okay, out of 100%, they are 60% or 70% clean. The water you're buying is clean. I saw a video yesterday where they were packing. I do not want to mention the brand right now. They were packing all these fake. I don't know how to describe them. Like all these people that make fake products, they were making that drink, that carbonate. The drink is quite expensive in the market. They were selling the drink. You need to see the environment in which they were making this drink. And they are human beings, and they will take this thing to the market to sell it to people. And innocent people will buy it because obviously you will not spot the difference. It's a normal, the likes of our soda. It's a normal soda energy drink. So I feel like we are the enemy of ourselves at times. Yes, you're trying to make money, but trying to make money in the right way. Do not, okay, you're trying to copyright. Abby, if you're trying to dub someone's work, do it right. Do not try to copy this cup and then you're putting the W before A or you're putting the Y before the S. And then you're even producing a substandard. You're producing something that when I toss like this, it can literally break off my hand. And why the brewery companies are trying to produce good quality, good products for basically for the consumption of mankind. So as much as we are trying to stay safe ourselves, we're trying to drink healthy, we are trying to buy carbonated drinks that we are sure of. Some people are out there producing substandard carbonated drink that we think we're sure of. Well, what I can say is stay safe out there. Really, stay safe out there. Please let's go to story outside Nigeria.
Oh my God, that's a lot. Well, let's travel. All right, so New York Times newspaper, the right side of the newspaper read, Meta lured young users, knowing risks, state says. Lawsuit described leaders rejecting plea from employees for safeguards. But the right side, beneath the first picture on the newspaper, says the three men at the core of Biden's brain trust. All right, beneath that, aimed diverse set of advisors, an old school inner circle. By the right side, we have fleeing family is getting rich on Trump ties. Next to that, Israelis extend little sympathy for Gaza plight. All right, the last headline on the newspaper by the left side reads, opening up their private lives on TV as if nobody's watching. All right, so the headline that piqued my interest is the headline at the bottom right side of the newspaper that says, opening up their private lives on TV as if nobody is watching. All right, let me quickly read, let me give a summary, right? So the headline speaks to the experiences of couples who choose to appear on the documentary series Couples Therapy, right? Where they undergo televised therapy sections. It starts with Josh Perel seeking out the show's producers after a fight with his fiancée, hoping the therapy could help their relationship. Now, the summarized highlights how the show, featuring therapist Ona Guranling, has helped couples address their issues in front of a national audience. Now, it mentions that this series now is the 4th season, has attracted a dedicated online fan base and explores the expected and unexpected impact on the participants' lives. Many couples were drawn to this show by the prospect of free, high-quality therapy sessions. So, I mean, they decide that Josh, right? Josh had an issue with his fiancée, and he felt like, okay, so they have both been a fan of couple therapy. So when they both had issue, I mean, they want to get married, and he just felt like, you know what, let's go and meet these people. Since we've been watching them and they've been able to sort out every other person's issue, right? Let's go there so that we can be able to have a better understanding
You
of
know
what
why
we
I'm
are doing.
smiling?
Yeah, tell me.
I'm a lover of reality shows.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
speak of Real Housewives of Nigeria,
Yeah, the
Lagos,
one of
Abuja.
America.
Speak of The Ultimatum, Love is Blind. In fact, I've literally seen all the reality shows on different streaming platforms, and I can't relate well. I can really relate well. Over the weekend, I told you I had a very restful weekend, so I did more of relaxing and Netflixing, right? And I saw on one particular reality show where
Okay.
they are couples. They brought themselves to the reality show. One is interested in getting married, the other is not interested in getting married. So the one that wants to get married will bring the other partner so they can work things out. So now, out of the thing they will have to do is they will have to split. They'll break up for like a week. They will have to speed date in their terms. Speed date other couples that came. So they'll move in with the other couples. They'll switch partners for 3 weeks and move with them for 3 weeks. They call it trial marriage, right? So in trial marriage, they'll see if they will fall in love with the
other
new
person,
or where the problem is from. Maybe make her and all of that. So at the point I was getting emotional, I was pitying some couples because their relationship literally ended. Like, relationship literally scattered. One ended up cheating on the other, the other one was lying, and it was a lot. It was a lot of manipulative sin and all of that. So now, back to the story. You came to a reality show that you know will be premiered or will be showed on different streaming platforms. Now, your viewers, because I'm obviously one of them, because I'm in love of reality shows. And I grew emotional. And I took to my page to comment that, okay, this particular person is very, I don't want to call them names. Okay, this particular person is maybe stupid, or he's manipulative, he's a narcissist and all of that. And you're now complaining that our relationship, our attachment relationship. My darling, why did you bring it to Netflix?
I mean,
why did you bring it to my doorstep for me to watch? It's as good as you come into social media to say, we want you to respect our marital vows, but if you want to respect it, please keep it in your house.
I think this will make me want to say this, right? So there's this thing Pastor Kingsley posted over the weekend. I'm very sure you must have seen it. Did you see it?
Yes.
That way he said something around, it must be madness for you to post a picture of your partner
and
you cover his face. What do you think about that?
See, I'm a very private person. Right? You will not go to my different pages, even my WhatsApp, and find unnecessary things, and you find shit to work related. But if I'm posting my child, if I'm posting my husband, I will come correct. I will post him. I'll post him. Although I must have done some scrutiny. Maybe only 10 people can view that status for that day.
Sure, you see yourself.
Maybe
so,
only...
but why post it in the first place? That's the question.
Okay.
So somehow, okay.
On the side, I also create content. And based on algorithm, love content attracts more followers. It sells, it attracts more likes, more comments, more views. So people like to do love content because if I should post my marriage or maybe my wedding picture or the time I had my child, if I should post it on TikTok to on Instagram, you will see plenty comment gushing it. Because that's the type of content people want to consume. You don't start saying, oh God, when?
Am I chewing stick?
Am I chewing stick? Because that's what people actually want to. So people want to post their relationship patterns and then they need you to talk. Your husband might not be fine. You know that it's not fine. But maybe because it's good, he gives you money, all of that. Or maybe you just love him for different reasons. And you know that if you should post this person on TikTok, people will tell you that, why is your husband's head
Why is the coconut
why is it not fine? Love is truly blind. And love is cheap. Now you find $10 million.
They tell you.
Do you understand? So you will not put emoji to cover innocence. At times in videos, you put what is it called again? Emoji on the face of innocent man from start to finish. You now leave us online in-laws to start zooming in. It's like, I've seen this guy somewhere. Before. It's like, it's wrong. If you don't want to post your man, please do not post your man.
Exactly.
Do not post your
I consider it a waste of time, honestly speaking. Because first of all, I understand the whole, I hear celebrities say, or I hear people say, once you put your relationship, whatever, outside, just know that it's not going to work anymore. Just know that it's going to break up. Just know that, just know that, I feel like, right, it depends on your partner, honestly speaking. It depends on who that person is. If that person is someone that is going to be with you forever,
Right.
it's going to be with you forever. I mean, social media has nothing,
Oh,
I
well,
repeat, nothing to do with
my
your relationship
darling,
getting spoiled or anything.
God's beauty, I think, is the society and what we
Forget
think.
it.
We
Forget
believe that
it.
the most secretive Nigeria is the one planning to relocate to the US or Canada. They will
Yeah,
come to
yeah,
office on
yeah.
the last day. And what they will tell you is, HR, please, I want to go and pick something outside. Do you understand? So the most secretive Nigeria is not the one that's expecting a child. You will start seeing headshots. Yeah, or they'll start posting throwback. So I think it is believed that when you put your business out there, it doesn't work out. Even our parents made us feel
Exactly.
like maybe you
It's
should
the
open your
belief
mouth.
system, and that's wrong.
It is wrong. But
That
and
is
how do we
wrong.
now curb it?
But big change begins with you, my sister.
I'm not still interested to put my marriage out there.
Pastor Kingsley would not see. He doesn't mind posting his what's his name, her name now, Mildred out there. Do you get what I mean? So that's why he definitely came out to say, I mean, this has to be madness. If you want to post this person, post this person. That's why I said social media has nothing to do with your marriage falling apart, your relationship not working.
Yeah.
It has nothing. It depends on who that person is. If I am as I am right now, you post my picture, I mean, it's on me now to now say, oh, I want to live. I want to live in accordance to what this person thinks of me. Because trust me, this person is not insecure or stupid to put your picture out there. Do you get what I mean? So it's not on me to not live to the expectation of this person. So it's either maybe as this person has posted this picture now.
Let's go on a quick break.
Oh my God.
We have to go on a quick break right now. To return with the remaining part of the program, please be on standby. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Nigeria, by extension, Africa, is faced with a lot of challenges.
With the growing youth population and very little engagement.
That is a ticking time bomb.
We're blessed people with a diverse culture who have a lot to say.
And yes, we are talking.
It is important we drive conversations that informs, inspires, and influences thoughts and actions.
If we say there is beauty in diversity, then let us embrace our diverse culture.
We must continue to courageously be the voice of transformation.
As we are the hope for the future,
yesterday's conversation shaped today.
What are you saying to shape your tomorrow?
We know you have a lot to say, and we are here to hear you.
Glad to have you back. And in case you're just joining us, this is West Breakfast hashtag. What are you saying? And we've been having a conversation. We've taken the headlines across the globe. And right about now, it's time to go into to a hot topic for today. I beg your pardon. And today we are going to be talking about something related to the educational system and the Nigerian government. Today we are going to be talking about Nigerian government. Who is to be blamed? We're going to be talking about who is to be blamed for Nigerian students excelling abroad. Is Nigerian government to be blamed for Nigerian students excelling abroad? And this story, rather, was motivated by a tweet we saw online, a post we saw online, rather, about a student, a boy that traveled out of the country. Okay, the story says, Nigerian students who failed WAEC exam 17 times has successfully backed 2 doctorate degrees in the United States of America. And I think we've seen this story a lot. Nigerian students who have third class A, but when they travel out of the country, they'll be doing well. They come out top of their class. They will come out. So now, God's beauty begs the question, why is it that when Nigerian students fail in Nigeria here, when they travel out of the country, they do well? What's the problem? Do we blame Nigerian government? Do we blame the school system? Do we blame the lecturers? Because a lot of people have something to say, right?
The truth is, like, I feel like it's an all-rounder thing, right? So when it comes to excelling, it's not just a government thing or the society thing. It's also you too. Because, I mean, if you have good teachers or great teachers that are teaching you, you have excellent parents that taking care of your bills, you have the society to also teach you. Because, I mean, you don't just learn from the four walls of the school, you also learn outside as well, like the society as a whole. And if you've learned from, or if you've seen all of these things, and you've now refused to learn or get the necessary correction so that you can excel, how then is it the government fault or the society's fault or the parent fault? So like I said, it's an all-rounder thing. It's not just one person. But now if you're asking me why students leave Nigeria, right, and go outside the country to go and study, and why somehow they go there and they pass, or they do very well, excellently well. I feel like there are a couple of things, and I'll start with the quality of education or the educational system here in Nigeria. The educational system here in Nigeria is very poor. To be honest, we are in a society where a lot of things are taken for granted. Now, you would agree with me that the only thing we seem to talk about most of the time is about the government. Oh, we need the government to do this. We need the government to be good. We need good government. We need good president. Oh, this president is not doing well. Oh, this governor is not doing well. Oh, the chairman, we don't even know them, and all of that. There are so many other things, other sectors that are lacking behind. Okay, I would also say thank God for the health sector that somehow, probably because it has to do with health, so somehow I feel like it's a bit they're always talking about it. Like, I mean, we have the cholera issue right now that is pending, and we're looking for solutions, right? But apart from that, without the government sector and the health sector, other sectors are taken for granted. They're not seen as important. And I'll give you an instance. I remember there was a day I had a conversation with my dad. My dad did this whole electrician engineer, right? So he did the whole electric thing and all. So I remember we were having this conversation. My junior sister is a science student. So she came back from school one day, and they told her to do, I think, lights. You know, all of this connection with battery and paper and all of that. And my dad was able to do that. So I'm seeing a paper, but it can actually bring light, right? And I was looking at him and I'm like, Papa, how did you learn this? I didn't know you could do this too. And they started putting me on, oh, of course I can do this. Now, anything that has to do with wiring, anything that has to do with connecting, my dad knows how to do it. We don't even call electrician to do our, if we have issue with the fridge, he's the one doing it. And then he was telling me that, oh, there's a time in his life where he wanted to make his own fridge. Now, this is a man in his 70s, right? And he's telling me that when he was coming up, then he should be in his 20s, in his 30s, and he wanted to make a fridge. Now, imagine now that you are in a country like China, where the only thing they are more focused about is technology and not just on the government. Do you know that I feel like Nigeria wouldn't be where we are? I feel like we would have progressed a bit more if we have just put our head or our time into other things, apart from the fact that, oh, the government is bad. But the truth is, it just takes us back to the fact that we even have a bad government in the first place. Because who do you tender these solutions to? Who do we tell that, oh, okay, we have this in place and we need... I know there's so many people that are in the technology. Thank God for tech, to be honest, right? Because these people have taken it upon themselves to utilize with the little that they have, the tools they have, to, like, push on to where they are. Because if you're waiting for the government, I'm not sure we would like, in the tech industry, I'm not sure they will be where they are right now.
So in a way, you're saying the government cannot be blamed.
Well, see, the truth is, like, they can be blamed and not be blamed. So, like I said, it's a two-way thing. Look at the tech space, for example. Like I said, they are utilizing the tools they have. They are not waiting for the government to help them with anything. They're not waiting for the government to bring policies for them to work. They are on their toes, and that's why they are excelling. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like for other sectors that are not working right now, if there's anything you can do, please do them. Because if you're waiting for Nigerian government, you're gonna stand there and wait there, tire. Honestly.
We are still having a conversation. Is the Nigerian government to blame for students excelling only abroad? And Gospity has just shared a part of it. And I have a different opinion, though, because when I was in the universities, I had I cannot say senior colleague now.
Okay.
I had a friend in part 4, so that he graduated with 3rd class. Not so long after, he relocated out of the country.
Okay.
And he did his MSc. Or I think he went back to do BSc also. I think he went back to do BSc and he came out top of his class. He did his MSc, he was top of his class. So it was not coincidence, right? So now, then I asked that, was it that he was dumb when he was in our school then? Or what changed? Was it the environment that changed? Was it that, okay, maybe they were better reading techniques, or maybe the teachers were more flexible or something? And he said one thing he learned there was their teaching method is different.
Yes, I agree.
In Nigerian universities, almost every lecturer is unhappy. I don't know, I'm so sorry to say that. It feels as if
I didn't know under civil servants. Wasn't that what we were talking about yesterday?
Yeah, it feels as if everybody's dealing one problem or the other. It feels as if everybody's just looking to transfer aggression on you, right? And I think there are too much students in each class, because I love to teach, I love to lecture. But growing up, I never wanted a lecturing job as a full-time job. I always want to be a part-time lecturer because I feel like full-time lecturing job is a lot. You go to class, and there are times you're not teaching just one level. You're teaching like part 1 to 4, maybe it's year 3 or 4, or you're teaching some people year 201 or something like that. So teaching, planning their course, what do they call it? Scheme of work. Is this scheme of work they call it?
Scheme of work.
Yeah, planning their course title, planning the entire course rundown for that semester alone is a lot. Planning exam is a lot. Planning tests is a lot. Considering the quantity, I mean, considering the number of students we have. So it's just a lot to mark script. I feel like once they just read your script, or maybe your handwriting is not looking at something, they just mark you down. That's what I feel. And that was what he said. He said he felt like our Nigerian lecturers at the time had so many problems to deal with. Now the question is, are they still dealing with the problems? Yes.
They are.
Okay.
They are.
We have to quickly take a short break. We'll be back in a moment. Please be on standby. Glad to have you back. We sincerely apologize for the break in transmission. We're back now to serve you better. Now, what's still talking about the topic is Nigerian government be blamed for students excelling only abroad. And we've made a case study of a Nigerian student that recently got two results, two PhD results. Why, in the real sense, he failed WAEC like 17 times. And my question is like, why did you fail WAEC 17 times? There's this student then on our WAEC past questions, Chioma, Adekunle, Chukuma. I don't know if you can remember. There's this, WAEC past timetable or past questions. Then there's this name that's always there. I think Chioma, Chukuma, Adekunle. There's that name. So when you're not Adekunle, Chukuma, so why are you? But then we're still talking about it. Like I was saying the other time before we went on that short break, I said we can't really fault the government because it starts from the school. There are some schools that they are government funded, right? There are some schools that they are state funded, right? And there's some schools that they are debt funded. But the question is, as the VC of a school, as the provost of the school, as the registrar, as the case may be, either university, either polytechnic or college of education, what are you doing to ensure that your lecturers are in good condition? Yes, we know that you can't satisfy human beings, but what are you doing? Is the office of the lecturer conducive? Is there good breeze, good ventilation, I mean? Is there AC or even a good standing fan? Is it not choky? Are you not pairing like 10 lecturers to share one office? Are the students well regulated? We know a lot of things come to play, right? But out of 100%, if 60% is sorted, okay, for instance, you asked me for a plate of rice. And I told you, okay, I have a plate of rice and stew, but what I can give you is just half of a portion of it. At the time, you've had something to it. You might not be satisfied, but you've had something to it. So if they ask you, have you eaten? You say, yes, you've eaten. You will not say, yes, I ate, but I'm not satisfied or something, right? So if they can make public universities to be precise, to be at least 60% conducive for lecturers and students, honestly, we will do better. Go to Nigerian universities right now. especially when it comes to general courses, then we'll be doing SEO 1, SEO 402, and all of that. There will not be space for us to even sit. Some will be sitting on the window, some will put tires there just to sit, just to hear what the lecturer is saying. And some lecturers are intentionally wicked. I'm so sorry to use that word. They're intentionally very wicked. They are hell-bent. When I enter part 1 then, I'm trying to remember, it's not that long, so I don't feel like I'm a whole person. The lecturer said, drama 101, I can never forget that, because the lecturer said, and welcome to class. We know you people are Jambites. Some of you just left your parents house for the first time. Yes, we had NC students who are now doing degree. Then we have pre-degree students who are now doing degree. Actually, my name is Dr. So. In case you've not heard about me, A is for God, B is for my lovely wife, C is for the excellent students and brilliant students among you. Well, D and E is shared between the average students, and you know what it means. In fact, I'm like, A is for God, B is for your excellent wife. So you mean brilliant students can get from C to D. Sorry, what becomes of with the average students? We fight between E and F. And to be honest, saying is believing. It actually did. It
happened.
It happened. Not once, not twice, or 3 times. Whoa. So, but it was later I understood that, okay, to actually pass this man's course, it means you have to read from page to page, beside the page, under the page, after the page, flip the page over, read and read. And then I understood something about my lecturers then, that they like fine handwriting. They like spacing. Yeah. They like coloring.
Let me put it out there. My writing is actually very good. And I remember when I was in school, I had this particular, like, literally, once you see my writing, he doesn't even need to go and check who has it. He just knows. Like, he now knew me because of my writing. So, yeah. I can agree with that.
Anytime I'm writing an exam that I really do not maybe know the questions too much, and maybe the questions that I know, like 1A, 1B, I don't know, like 2A, 2B. I'll start with that question I know first. That one that I know. I will not start, dear gentle reader. I would write it with the best handwriting I've ever had, because I used to write for my dad when I was growing up with him. So I used to be like his secretary at the time. So I had this very nice handwriting at the time, not anymore.
I do. I still have very nice handwriting. I love like.
So I will put proper spacing. I will write it well, detailed. Put 1A inside parentheses. Put 1B. It looks good. So. And then I also learned that they count the pages that you write. Okay, I studied English, so they count the pages that you write. So when they see your exam paper, the first count if it's 8 pages or 7 pages. So counting 8 pages, they're automatically giving me like 5 marks or 10 marks. Saying that you have a very nice handwriting, they're giving you marks. But on the other side, some lecturers do not actually care. So I feel like the reason why Nigerian students are not doing well is because of the lecturers and the school system. I don't want to talk about sex for grades now, because it happens to both male and female students. Right? So in a school whereby lecturer, almost all your lecturers are on your neck for sex for grade, how do you want to do well? How do you want to thrive? So when you move out of the country where maybe it's not really prevalent, or maybe your lecturers are very nice, the teaching method is so awesome, that's how you will not thrive. Except maybe you are not too sharp, which is absolutely fine. So now, let me ask you, because the other side you were talking about you not blaming the government. You think one man for himself.
So like I said, it's a two-way thing. I blame them and not blame them, because they too, they have their faults in this, right? So I hear you when you talk about the teaching techniques in, like, the way we are being taught here in Nigeria is quite different from the way things happen outside the country, right? And that's why somehow they intend to excel. But have you looked at it from the angle too that another reason why people nowadays, you hear of the school now scam? I think it's a bit down now, probably because what is trending is Omawanga there everywhere. So nobody's even thinking about school. But not there where you hear school now scam and all of those things. Why did that come out? And it came out because we don't have a good government that would help us with employment system. Now, let me tell you, this is how I used to feel before I even entered school, right? And I think that's why I had to do the course that I did. Now, before I entered school, I already started working. So I was already, like, aiming. So literally, I remember then. When I left like secondary school, before I entered uni, I was teaching. I was a teacher for like 2-3 years, right? So during that time, I remember working with 2-3 graduates. The same English you're speaking is the same English I'm speaking. The way you're teaching your children or the pupils or the students is the same way I am doing. In short, before I left the teaching system, I've not gone to college of education or anywhere that these teachers go to and learn. And I wasn't a graduate as at that time, but I was actually like an assistant headmistress of a school.
Oh wow.
Yes. Why did I gain up to that? It wasn't because I was good with just speaking, right? But it was because I knew what I know I was also speaking to a friend of mine. I don't say a reason. I'm sorry to say I'm sorry. This is not me shading anybody. But somehow I just feel like probably it's just my person. I feel like it's going to be very wrong of me to go study mass communication. Why was I feeling like that? Because I feel like going to go and study in a country like this, where naturally you don't even see job. People that go and do doctor and all of those things, before they even see a good paying job, it's something else. Now this is another thing I want to say. You're studying law here in Nigeria. You cannot work outside the country. It's not like medicine.
Even medicine, when you get it, you have to take one first.
You have to take their course. But if you go there to study, you don't need to come and do anything here. Is that not a slap on Nigerians? Is that not? And we keep talking about the fact that, see, it's not like I don't want... The truth is, the government has a share in this. Honestly speaking, they do. Because I don't see why I will go outside the country and I'll go and study and I'll do everything and you just accept me. And the way they will rate me that went to study outside and the way they will rate someone that finished here, they will still see me as somebody that is quite high here.
I remember during NYC
Can you imagine?
I remember during NYC camp, my camp in Delta State at the time. When there's any student that didn't school in Nigeria, there's always this preferential treatment they will give them. And in my head, I'm like,
why?
What is that, right?
On?
Why is that?
You sticky?
But then, God's beauty. I will blame the government more. I will blame the school system more. I will blame the education sector more. If you're pumping enough money in schools, if there are enough lecture theaters, if there are 800 capacity, 1,000, because it's a university, you expect a large number of students. If the lecturers are mentally okay, I mean, their mental health are okay. I'm not talking about the other thing. If their mental health are okay, not every student is ready to learn. We know that. Some students are ready to do whatever they want to do just to get the grade. But if, like I said the other time, if out of 100%, 70% is sorted, please, it will make it easy for people that are really ready to learn in good condition. Well, we have to wrap up on this topic, but please let us know what your opinions are on the question: is Nigerian government to blame for Nigerian students excelling abroad? I take that again. Is Nigerian government to blame for students excelling abroad? We'll go on a short break right now. To return with the book review, we are still reviewing the book Unbroken by Tosin Eniake Kiesi. Please be on standby. Glad to have you back from the show. This is the West Breakfast hashtag. What are you saying? And this is my favorite part of the program for today, not like every day. So we are still reviewing the book Unbroken by Tosin Eniake, and we are moving to chapter 3 of the book. In case you've not read the book, this is an opportunity for you to check online, look up for where you can get the book and read the book, because this book is family oriented. And this book is not 18 plus. This book is a book a secondary school student, a boy or a girl can read. This book is it's a book where a lady preparing to get married can read, a book where a married woman can read.
It's open to anybody. Starting from adolescents, teens.
Right. So now let's talk about the chapter 3 of the book. We've read the book, right? And I feel like if there's one thing, I feel like all through the time I was reading the book, I was too emotional. I don't know. I had my emotion.
Tell me why.
Well, I think where Bolu started to fall sick, and she went to her mom, Omowumi, back where she stays, and then they brought her back to Lagos, and the Omowumi was making a big fight, shouting on Tinuade, running after Tinuade, Shalewa having to hide at the church and all of that. Now, if there's one thing that I do not like, because at some point I felt like maybe Omowumi was used for money rituals, because she had an infection that Tinuade, who happens not to be her mom, was treating for her. They even took her to a specialist to treat her. But she left because of her own nonchalant attitude and went back to her mother's place. When she got to her mother's place, they could not keep up with the treatment. And then I think they started to do medication, do DIY treatment, do it like that. And it ended up getting very worse. The infection got worse, that it started to smell. And for infection to start smelling, you know, it has gotten really bad. And it was not maybe a skin infection, it was an infection on her pubic region. It got bad, they had to bring her back to Lagos. Where she was sleeping was the atmosphere. With where Tosin wrote, described the atmosphere, I could literally cover my nose while reading that portion. Right. So it got so bad that they ended up bringing in a car to take her to where she'd get proper treatment. And after all the efforts, back and forth, Olawale, I think that was the only time that in the entire book that I felt like Olawale took responsibility of one human being. I think for me, Olawale, I do not consider him as a responsible husband or a responsible father. Yes, you are viewers, you the readers, you have a different opinion, but this is my opinion. If you read the book, you will probably understand me or agree with me or disagree, right?
There's a lot of irresponsibility. There's a lot of nonchalancy, right? I don't know if that's the right pronunciation for that. Now, starting from Omowumi, I don't see a reason why. Whether you have, I think she had like 5 kids already after what's her name? After Bolu.
She has like 11 kids in total.
You can imagine. Now, why are you having 11 kids
when you cannot
in
take
this
care of
age
them?
and time when you cannot take care of them? Now you have a sick daughter. You cannot take care of her. It's when she's dying, that's when you now brought her back
to her father.
Even the child herself. You know one thing about this life, once you have a certain kind of character that doesn't make any sense. Funny enough, that's what your teenage child would
like
exhibit.
They say, the apple does not fall far from the tree.
So I don't see a reason why Bolu had to leave the house, Tinade's house in the first place. Because she felt some kind of jealousy and all of those things, which she actually exhibited from her mom, right? Now, you went back home. Your mom did not ask you why you came back. There was no discussion on why you came back. There was no discussion on how you're feeling, how's your health, and all of those things. Now, you're not properly taken care of. You cannot even open your mouth and maybe come back to the house. Come to your dad.
That is focus on your health at the time.
Now, irresponsibility comes in with Olawale. And also, Tinuade too. I have a big issue with that lady. Sorry, that's what I was saying. Honestly speaking, now I've kind of forgiven her with what she did when they left Ado-Ekiti to Lagos, right? Yes. I've forgiven her on that. Okay. Why are you running from Omowumi?
Like, I do not understand where
why are you running from Omowumi?
Is she going to tear you apart?
See, you guys should go and read this book. Because,
when I say this book, play with your mental health.
Go on.
It will feel as if you're in a real-life movie. You should grab the book Unbroken by Tosin Yake. This is where we wrap up the show for today. To come your way again tomorrow. Tomorrow is special edition. I'm very sure you do not want to miss it. I'm telling you now because it is really a special edition. So we'll come your way again tomorrow. God's beauty Israel. Thank you very much for my
Thank you very much, sweetheart.
And to you, our viewers, thank you very much for always making it a day to us. See you again tomorrow. Bye for now.